last week for the Queen's funeral, of course, we covered it like nobody else.
It's true.
On top of it, we had special network music. I told Biggie when that program was over on Friday, I said, you can go ahead and get rid of that special network music. The Queen's funeral has ended. A moment ago, Chris Demm said, I have a Queen follow-up. Do we still have the special network music? I said, no, I told Biggie to get rid of it. Biggie said, don't worry, I ignored you. We still have it.
Biggie, coming through.
It's one of my biggest things I do behind the scenes is ignore half the things you tell me.
You ignored a direct order?
For your own good later down the road.
I gave you a direct order.
That's right. So later, because I was like, you're going to have to scramble. We have 30 seconds. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I ignored you. We have it.
I figured that would come, but there was no way it wasn't going to come back up.
With these Queenies in here?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You know it's coming.
Dave is still in mourning.
He's still wearing black.
Got to.
Another month for you.
Well, to the end of September.
Of course.
Until the new king is ascended?
Yeah, it should.
That'd be a
year of mourning.
We're in the spring.
We will find out why Chris Demm needs that music and take a closer look at one of the dumbest press releases in Food and Drug Administration history. I'll tell you this. If you're...
A press release from the FDA?
Yes.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Yes.
Exciting.
So dumb. But it's so dumb.
You say that. If you're within the sound of my voice, you need to listen. It could save a life.
All right.
In this Demm report here.
Well, do we still have that sad Queen funeral music?
No, I told Biggie to get rid of it. I said, no, we're not going to need it anymore. There's no point in keeping it.
Where did that come from?
Biggie accidentally forgot to delete it.
Did you forget to get rid of that?
Nope, still keeping it.
All right, we have it.
It's news from other countries. The country's England now. Even if you watch lots of coverage of the funeral of the Queen, you may have missed this little story, which blew my mind, which is kind of fascinating. Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, attended the funeral.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Not Prince Edward.
Sorry. I get Edward and Andrew mixed up. So you say Edward, I think prevert.
Not the Queen's son.
No.
This is the Queen's cousin.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's
Sorry.
the Duke of Kent. He's 86.
Sorry.
He is Edward the Elder has become the only person to have walked in the procession for both Her Majesty's state funeral and her father's state funeral in 1952. The only one.
Nobody else left after all that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's something.
You see him at Wimbledon sometimes. He was a big part of Wimbledon, and he would
Really?
give out the. Sometimes he'd give out the awards from the big royals, weren't the senior royals?
In the royal
there.
box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's always in the box.
You know, there's some other factoids. Dave gave us one yesterday. This is amazing to me about the flowers in her on top of the casket, I guess.
Yes.
Some of them were dried and preserved from her wedding. They were her wedding
bouquet.
Flower. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And they were part. Now that's
thinking ahead.
exactly. That's planning. You know, you keep
It's
them.
like keeping that Queen music.
See, Biggie, somebody like Biggie, they said, get rid of these flowers in 1950 something.
You got to think ahead.
You got to think ahead.
Biggie would press him in a book.
That's right. That's right.
That's planning.
And I think Beth still has her dried bouquet.
Yeah, we do too. We have it somewhere. Pressed in a book.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you could use them.
I guess many people don't think about that, but that's pretty impressive.
That was. I mean, that's
a nice sentimental touch.
How long were they married? 70 years? I mean, longer than that.
I couldn't pick them out when I was looking at it, but they said they were there, so I'm guessing they were kind of tucked in there because you can't keep them alive.
Yeah, they're the brown ones, as is tradition.
Yeah.
Two more things about her funeral. There was somebody walking along the processional who was over 7 feet tall, and a lot of people on the BBC or in America were saying, "Who's that giant that's walking?" Because she was 5'3". He turned out to be one of her personal assistants for the last 4 years, and they've tried to do some research on who it was. And everybody's like, "Is he a basketball player? What is it? What is going on?
Is he a footballer?
Who is that?" You know,
I want to say that was on the way to the Windsor. That last
you saw
push.
it?
Well, I think that Windsor ceremony that they had there, that Windsor portion of the funeral, I think they invited a lot of the people that worked there because they were very close to her.
Mm-hmm.
The footmen and the maids and the butlers.
The pilks from the scullery.
And
yes.
you know, my wife told me this, that the bagpiper used to wake her up and play the bagpipes for her every morning. And
underneath her window.
Yes, and every evening.
Snooze! Snooze!
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
He'd play bagpipes. And Loved going to Balmoral and playing the bagpipes for her underneath her bedroom window. And yes, that was her snooze button. She had to raise the window and yell snooze
Throw
at
a
him.
bucket of her feces on it.
And he would take a 5-minute break and then start again. And that's how it would always work.
8 minutes, ma'am?
Yep.
I got the chamber pot again.
Yes. But he got used to it. You know, that's what he did.
No one said it was going to be all roses.
That's right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
you got the easiest job. You play one tune every morning. Wake up, your bag.
But I think I've got this right. His lips would chap or something would happen. He had problems with his rough skin. Maybe it was his hands, something.
Yeah, it's that windy Scottish
Right.
atmosphere
The moors.
that comes off the peat.
Yeah. And she was so down to earth that she noticed he was chafing or chapping. She's like, wait right here. And she went to her room one time and said, they make this, I've got this special cream you can use.
Did she lower it on a on a little bucket?
She lowered it down
You
to
look
it.
at it. Oh, bagpipe cream.
And he was able to use bagpipe
Put it
cream.
on your bottom.
Yeah. So that was my wife said if you could get a hold of some of that special
Royal
cream and smear it on your bottom.
My God.
A breakthrough.
Think about it.
Finally, a breakthrough in PRI because this was specially made for the Queen.
Yeah.
You know, nobody else. But she gave it to the bagpiper because, of course, his lips were just, he had bagpipe lip.
Yeah.
Because she made him play over and over and over again. And I just thought it was such a wonderful, down-to-earth story. And then there's one more thing about her funeral. Apparently on the coverage on the BBC, a microphone was left open. I don't know if you've seen this, Dave. And people said it creeped them out because, there's a voice on a microphone. Viewers found this creepy.
There was long weeks coverage, so.
Well, yeah, but this was during the procession, and it was during a quiet moment. But the BBC, British ITV network, they were broadcasting it. And
That's the competitor to the BBC.
Okay, so it's the British ITV network broadcasting it, and you hear a voice say, "Death is irreversible," and the fact that she's trapped, and then the announcer goes, "Yeah, you hear it." Then and people are like, "I'm freaked out by this." This is what it says.
Death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
As you can see.
And then the announcer had come on. Do you hear that? She goes, "The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped."
That death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
As you can see.
And a lot of people say it sounds exactly like Diana from the grave. A lot of people were saying that online.
God, that just gave me
Death
chills.
is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
As you can
Yeah, it
see.
gives you chills. That's me too. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a British presenter saying something that she thinks she's off mic.
Well, Mike, that's what the station says. Well,
So who's trapped?
The Mike.
Was Megan?
Oh, maybe.
That's my first thought was Megan.
Oh,
Instantly.
okay. The fact that she's trapped. The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
That death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
As you can see.
And then he's here. I think he hears that in his ear on a delay, so he stops talking, then picks it up again.
Well, as you can see here in London, it is a lovely day, and as the hearse heads out into West London,
Chills. Total chills on something like that, you know? Total chills. Total chills. Stop it. Sound a lot like
the
Diana.
ghost of Diana got into the. She would get on the BBC. She would
Sound
go
like-
to
Yeah, she's not going to go ITV. Although the BBC is government run, so
It's a little more proper.
She don't like the BBC. She's
she could have gone to Channel 4.
Biggie and I
That gave me chills. When you said it was Diana.
chilling. Yeah, to think that that's what a lot. Everybody's like, Diana from the grave is talking badly about the Queen. You know, this is.
But they're right about one thing. The death is irreversible.
No question.
Yeah, there's no escaping.
You can't do anything with
Just
that.
trapped.
It's a chilling thing to hear. Brian Regan talks about bagpipes.
Hey, whoever invented the bagpipes, I don't think he's finished yet. You ever look at that monstrosity? He must have thought there was a deadline at the patent office. He probably just ran in and threw that on a counter. Ah! Am I too late? What in the world is that? It's a bag! Pipes! Stuck in it! I stuck the pipes in the bag! Bagpipes! Oh, I see it. Why? What does it do? What does it do? It's a bag with the pipes! Sticking in and out of it! What does it do? What does it do? How can you tell if anybody's ever playing them well? You have a guy over here. He's the best. This guy's over here. He doesn't know how to play that thing. Stick your elbow more in the bag. Everybody knows that. Hey, you guys are wonderful. Thank you very much.
That's Brian Regan on bagpipe music.
That's his closer?
That's his closer. That's his closer.